Population and consumption, how does one affect the other? Planet Earth is slowly dwindling, and we as a human race are allowing it to do just that. As our population grows immensely, we have to look long term to devise a sustainable plan for the future. This presentation will go over different dynamics of how our population relates to consumption of our resources and the impacts that it has. Here are a few quick facts. Between 1960 and 1999, Earth's population doubled from 3 to 6 billion, which drastically affected the use of resources. This resulted in the environment degrading substantially over time. The production of human greenhouse gases is the single largest threat to the makeup of our planet, including all ecological and biodiversity. Every single year, we remove an estimated 55 billion tons of fossil energies, minerals, metals, and biological mass from planet Earth. Every single year we do this. What's happening? Our population is growing towards 10 billion people, and the consumption of food, water, and energy grows as the resources are depleting. As the global population increases, things like arable land, potable water, fisheries, and forest sizes become questioned as to their long-term sustainability. We are using 50% more resources than Earth can even provide. The rate we are using these resources, we would need 1.5 Earths to be sufficient long-term. Now you might ask, what are the long-term effects of this? The growing population only causes an increase in the consumption of our resources. This has a serious long-term effect on our planet. One of the biggest is water pollution and scarcity of water itself. The growing population will only need to consume more water, which we do not have. Deforestation is another huge environmental red flag. With constant urbanization, forests are being wiped clear, and what comes with that is destruction of entire ecosystems, which includes food sources for humans to consume. Another thing to take into consideration is the growing third world population. Earth's population is powered by third world countries like Asia and Africa. The average number of children per mother is 6. 80% of the global population lives in less developed third world countries. Regions like the United States, with an already high use of resources, are where a high concentration of migration from these countries occurs, causing these resources to be depleted even further. A major problem with environmental consumption is the big cities. Children in the developed world consume 30 to 50 times more water than ones from the developing world. In the developing world, close to 1 billion people did not reach daily caloric intake requirements in 2010. Carbon dioxide emissions are 50 times higher in developed countries over developing countries. These emissions are a major influence in global warming. With environmental consumption, environmental impacts are inevitable. As we constantly consume with no signs of stopping in sight, there are environmental impacts that will happen. Our environment degrades, and things like water pollution and scarcity of water, air pollution, loss of biodiversity, soil degradation, and atmospheric changes can occur. If humans as a whole do not take strides to fix these problems, we will inevitably destroy what planet we have left by consuming the very few remains it does have. Sustainability is something that should be on everyone's mind. The next thing to ask yourself is, how sustainable are these levels of consumption we are currently at? We are expanding as a population at a rate the Earth cannot support environmentally. These resources we have are depleting at a rate we cannot live off for long term. Based off of food resources remaining, the Earth can only theoretically support about 10 billion people, a number we are reaching very fast. With the consumption and destruction of our environment, we have to do something to fix the mistakes we've made. One thing would be to go green, which includes buying environmentally friendly products, recycling, and limiting our waste. Another, report any degradation to the environment, like the pollution of water, burning of plastic, and improper disposal of garbage. Finally, planting trees wherever possible will help substantially. With all the deforestation that occurs daily, the planting and promotion of trees is very valuable to our environment. Finally, at the end of the day, our Earth is something we need to protect. The rates we are consuming at are unsustainable long term. We are quite literally destroying our very own home day in and day out. Humans need to limit their consumption and become more environmentally intelligent. If we don't, our future, as well as our children's futures, will be the ones affected.